Hey, everybody. 5 live viewers right off the rip. Patrick Walsh. Hello. Is this better? Can you guys see me better? Does it sound better? How does it look? How does it sound? Rambling Rattlesnake. Howdy. Aaron Cook. Good evening to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream. It sounds and looks pretty good. Michelle, we can see you better. Awesome. Fantastic. Glad to hear that. So this will be the preferred method. That Facebook junk. What the heck was that? Right? Hello, Jeff. First time on a Midgard Musings stream, Rambling Rattlesnake. Well, awesome. Congratulations for being on a Midgard Musings live stream. So hail and welcome. Zoom is cutting off my face. Nuka. Hello, Kristen. Matt says much better. All right. So, you know, this is my personal laptop. I don't know if this is that better? Is that okay? We good? You all right? We straight? Hello, Tina. A lot better. Good old YouTube never did me wrong. So hail and welcome, everybody, all 9 viewers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, it was just me when I was leaning in. Don't lean in, Jesse. What are you doing? Don't lean in. Come on. People don't want that. You don't want that zooming in awkwardness, right? We don't want that. So here we are, folks, on a Tuesday evening. I'm in Middle Tennessee. Where are you? Go ahead and post down in the live chat. If you are so inclined, let me know where you are streaming from or where you are watching from. I'm streaming. I'm the one streaming. I already told you that. I'm in Tennessee. Let me know where you're watching from. So, Maria Fury, what's up? Tina's in Kansas. Matt's in Vermont. Got Michelle in Southern Illinois. And Patrick in Missouri. Misery loves company. Right, Patrick? So we're here. You're here. We're all here. Got Jeff in Michigan, Aaron in Central Virginia, Rambling Rattlesnake in Arkansas, or as I like to say, Arkansas. Born in Dallas. It's a long story. It's okay. I'm born in New York and I live in Tennessee. It is also a long story. We don't have to talk about that here. Amethyst Saint, what's up? From Tyler, Texas. Maria in New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pets and familiars of all ages and shapes, let's welcome our first international guest to the live stream in New Zealand. It is 8:29 p.m. in the United States, where I am streaming from, and in New Zealand, it is probably 9 o'clock at least in the morning in New Zealand on Wednesday. So Maria Fury, who is also a Patreon supporter, so big shout out to Maria for joining the live stream. Thank you so much. Who's this? Main Event XP is in Kansas. Nuke is in Michigan. Michelle is saying hail and welcome. Standing the Thor that you carved, Matt Petrie, what's up? Yes, awesome. 1:29 p.m. Wednesday. Okay, so I was way off. So, oh yeah, that's right, because you were like 16 hours in the future. So how cool is that? We've got somebody speaking to us from the future. Speaking to us while I'm streaming in the past, speaking to us from the future. That's some wild, awesome, cool stuff. Hey, Kristen, homesick from work means that you can be here. Well, it's awesome. Guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the continent, all over the world, all over Midgard, hail and welcome. I'm currently rendering a video that's going to be going up on the channel later on, within the next few hours. I don't want to say later on to tonight, because that's inaccurate for our international viewers like Maria, who's in New Zealand. So later on today, I'm going to have a video that goes up on the channel here within the next few hours or so. It's currently just rendering locally to my machine, and we're at like about 68% rendering. So once it finishes rendering, I'm going to put it up on YouTube, and then from there, it will be viewable to everyone. Quick question: does everyone have the everyone who's watching? Do you have the power chat or super chat option? Do you see that? Is that there? Should be in your chat feature if you're watching from a mobile device or from a laptop. I'm just curious, and I'm asking because, and I will tell you why. Because based off of your answer. So let me know if you see the power chat or super chat option. Patrick says you do not. Matt or Maria says yes. Matt says yes. Maria says no. And Tina says don't see it. Okay. Well, don't really know what to do about that. Michelle says nope. So it's going to look like a little $ symbol. Oh, wow. Kristen Belasco, thank you for the $3 donation. So thank you, Kristen, for the $3 donation to the channel. Appreciate that. Really awesome. Love your little emoji figure. So shout out to Kristen Belasco for the $3 donation. Thank you so much for supporting the channel in that way. Tina says they found it, and Christina says, yes, you see it. So this is a way for everyone who's watching the live streams, if you so choose and if you so wish. No pressure. I'm not asking, but it's there if you want to monetarily support the channel for the things that I'm doing here. Guys, this is open discussion. Guys and gals, open discussion. I'm rendering a video up here on the channel now. So big shout out to Kristen for the donation. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Kristen, where are you watching from? Not sure if I saw that. New viewer, as far as I know. So, but thank you so much for that support. Really appreciate it. Running off of 4 hours of sleep, Patrick. Hey, buddy, I get it. I understand that. I just came back from New York a few days ago. Just got back. It's what now? Tuesday. It's Tuesday night here in the States. We just got back from New York on a week and a half long vacation, holiday sort of thing, and it was coming back into the normal state of life for me here. It was crazy. So I understand like the lack of sleep, the time difference, to this to that. It gets crazy. I understand that. Kristen Belasco, thanks for always sharing your thoughts and guidance on Heathen Rule. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel in this way. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. I'm glad that you find value in this. Again, this is, the stuff that I put out here is a lot of just my own understanding, my own views, my own education, things that I'm learning along the way that I'm sharing with everybody out here. And I couldn't do this to this extent without all of your support. So really appreciate everyone's support in helping get this channel to the point where we can do these sort of things. So thank you, Kristen, for those kind comments. Lansing, Michigan. It's been a long time since I've been to Michigan. I used to travel the country for work regularly, almost every week. I would put anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 miles on a vehicle in my travels for my work within like about 5 years ago, between 5 and 10 years ago or so. I was an extradition agent. I was transporting prisoners all across the United States, and I would visit states and cover miles and places that I normally wouldn't get to. So thank you, Nuke AOW, for that kind donation. Really appreciate that. And Maria Fury, thank you so much for your kind donation. Maria is already a Patreon supporter and is a big supporter of the channel through Patreon monthly. And she was kind enough to donate. So thank you, Maria from New Zealand. Huge shout out to Maria. Thank you so much for that kind donation. Yeah, we all have Kristen Velasco's a new heathen. So yes, you got the, muscle it up. New heathen. Boom. Awesome. Really appreciate you watching the channel, watching the content out here. This is just a kind of like an impromptu live stream, to be honest with you. So any questions, anything that people want to, ask or put out here, and it's an open discussion. I'm currently waiting for a video to render YouTube. It's sitting at 70% rendering locally on my machine, which means there's going to be probably another couple of hours before it gets out here on the platform. So while we're waiting for that video to render, let's talk, let's discuss. What do you guys have on your mind? What's kind of, brewing up in this space up in here, this cloud of awesomeness that's called your brain, right? Thank you, Nuke. Really appreciate that. He says, love the videos. Well, I love the fact that you love the videos. It means a lot, and I appreciate you supporting the channel in this way. Totally not Mr. Beast says, hey, just checked in to tell you that your stream is properly fun. Well, totally not Mr. Beast, wherever you're streaming from, wherever you're watching from. If it's properly fun, I appreciate that. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. Feel free to let me and everybody else know where you're watching from. We've got people in Illinois, Michigan, Vermont, New Zealand. Where are you watching from? I'm in Tennessee, streaming from Tennessee. So thank you for that comment. Maria says, let's see, Eric, that is your guest. Sometimes followed his channel. Thanks for having him on your channel. Yeah, Eric Wordweaver Shervin. You guys, if you're YouTubers watching any heathenry related content, check out the Ravens Call. If you just go up into the YouTube search, the Ravens Call, you will find Eric Wordweaver Shervin. Phenomenal source of heathen knowledge. I've gotten to become very good friends with him, and he is out in the East Texas region of the United States. So please be sure to check out his channel. Thank you, Maria, for pointing that out. Hey, Shoemaker says, very new to heathenry, wondering about ways to meet groups and stuff. Favorite indie artist is totally not Mr. Beast. Worth the wait. So let me just try to answer some questions in order of the stream. So Shoemaker, depending on where you are, you're wondering about new ways to meet groups and stuff. So I'm not sure if you use Facebook. A lot of folks between Facebook and Twitter, I use Facebook. I don't really get into the Twitter end of things. But in terms of meeting new folks, there's opportunity on social media for you to find heathen meetup groups, heathen pagan groups in your area. So you can quite often find, wherever you are. Like I'm in the Middle Tennessee area. I actually created a group called Middle Tennessee Heathens on Facebook. If you want that link, I can post it down in the chat. But you can quite often find groups of people that assemble or meet on social media and find your groups using that platform. So I would suggest that. Favorite indie artist, totally not Mr. Beast. Man, I live in Tennessee. Nashville is quite often, referred to as, Music City, Tennessee, or Music City, USA. I know so many people, so many phenomenal artists in the music industry. Mostly rock, mostly metal. So depending on what your, interest is, my favorite indie artist, like if you're talking like indie, like unsigned, independent label, that sort of thing, You know, Burning Yesterday is a phenomenal band here in the Middle Tennessee area. Good like hard rock. Murderside, which Murderside M is usually Murder, so it's MVDER. They're like deathcore. Abyss Walker, I Am the Law, Autumn Lies Buried. Like there are so many good like heavy music in the Middle Tennessee area. As far as like an indie artist goes, like Burning Yesterday just comes to mind because so many of those folks in that band I know, and they're phenomenal. So I would check them out. Let's see. I don't want to disregard anybody, so let me just read through the comments. Do I play music? Aaron Cook. Do I play music during my ritual bloat or bloat? I've been setting tone with Heilung. They are great. I love Heilung, and I think that music is, or any sort of rhythmic thing, right? I think it's a very valuable and useful part of ritual, because it kind of gets you into that ritualistic state of mind. Is it required? No, but you know, understanding the value or the importance of rhythm. You know, we understand from like historical parts of the use of Galdr. You know, so there's, you know, beats, rhythms, these sort of things. I love using music or rhythm in my ritual practices. I think it helps to get me into that ritual state of mind, whether it be music or whether it just be a drum beat or something. So I personally like to use it. Is it required? I don't think so. But if you like it and if it works for you, then build on that. Totally not Mr. Beast. If I let you know where I'm watching from, you'd probably figure out who I really am. Well, that's presumptuous, and that's giving a lot of pressure to me. Like I can think along those lines. So your expectations may be set higher than what they actually are. Happy Tears Dog, Jeff Levere, Jeff. Yes, Happy Tears Dog as well. Sometimes they even lift weights along with their albums, says Aaron. Let's see here. I'm just, guys, there's so many comments, so many things coming through. Do I like Omnia BK? BK, I'm not sure who you're talking about, Omnia. If you have a link or something, but I'll definitely check them out. OMNIA, Omnia. I don't think I've ever heard of them before. Amon Amarth, yes. Love Amon Amarth, even though, you know, Johan Hegg is atheist, and they, you know, the band just uses, you know, stories from Norse mythology as context for songwriting. But I love Amon Amarth. They're exciting and they're fun, and I've seen them live and they're awesome. Have I played the new God of War? I have not. And I love God of War. For any of you gamers out there, you want to see I got tattoos. So, you know, we've got that and that, if that gives you an idea of what I'm kind of into. But I love God of War and I have not played at least the last 3 or 4 games from that franchise. But I'm definitely interested in the new this. Those who know, if you know, you know, right? Definitely interested in that, and I'm probably going to get a whole new gaming system just for that. So I will check them out, BK. So thank you for that suggestion and that recommendation. What's up, Gregory Allison? Carl Carlson, still watching my old videos. Sure that you'll have questions in the future. New to heathenry, also watching from Bath, Michigan. So Carl Carlson, thank you for checking out my older videos. I've got content out here from the last 2 years. Let me just say that the quality of the videos recently, within like last year or so, have probably been a whole lot better. So if you're watching my older content, please don't judge me, right? Don't judge the content of this channel based off of stuff from the last like year and a half or 2 ago. because it was pretty rugged. Like, I look back on that, I'm like, why did you put that up on YouTube? That was horrible. Or it was bad. And not necessarily horrible. It was, I've seen worse, but like, man, it was rough. Janelle Facio Kendi says, I feel as if I haven't been welcomed to your events, and for some reason I have been blocked on social media. I've only spoke with you 3 times in person. What did I do wrong? Janelle, I think I know who you are, and I don't think that this is the place to discuss that sort of thing. But shoot me an email, midgardmusingstn@gmail.com. Thank you for watching the live stream. Nothing personal that I can think of off the top of my head if this is who I'm thinking of. But any ways that you want to contact me is either through Facebook or through my email, which is midgardmusingstn, TN for Tennessee, @gmail.com. So you're welcome to send an email that way. A lot of Michigan showing up tonight. You're right, Nuke. Appreciate you, Shoemaker. Guessing AC Valhalla is on my list. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm talking about in terms of getting a new gaming system, because I've got an Xbox 360. I'm not a big gamer, so I don't, have the newest and greatest and latest type of stuff. But the new AC, I kind of got excited, right, guys and gals? Like, I don't care that it's like historically. Look, I play games to be entertained. I play games to be excited and to have fun. I don't play a game to be like, what are you teaching me historically? Come on. I play a game to be entertained. I have fun, right? So I separate my faith and my religious, whatever spirituality from entertainment. And like, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to go for. It looks phenomenal. I've seen the trailers. Looks great. Excited for it. Can't wait. Janelle says you've been blocked, so it's kind of hard. Send an email. Were you at RMH events? Let me put it that way. Were you at RMH events? Because I only know one Janelle. And but send an email, midgardmusingstn@gmail.com. No, nothing's blocked there. So you can send an email. Metal fans. I'm a metal fan. Dude, come on. I'm like, that was my biggest thing for the longest time, and it still is. I mean, metal, extreme music, hardcore, New York, the whole bit. Huge fan of metal. Have I heard of the band Heilung? Rambling Rattlesnake. Abso-freaking-lutely. Are you kidding me? Heilung, Wardruna, Danheim. As a matter of fact, most of my videos that get published here on this channel, most of my non-live videos that have music in the background is going to have Danheim music in the background. Really super excited to have that partnership, if you will, to be able to have Danheim music in the background. So if you don't know who Danheim is, it's Danheim, Danheim. Make sure you check them out. Absolutely cool. Totally not Mr. Beat says, whoa, wait, we need a backstory. So what do we need a backstory on? I'm here. You're here. What do we need a backstory on? Publishing tonight is sitting at 83% rendering on my laptop. So I got the time. You got the time. Let's discuss. Maria Fury says they are awesome. Yeah, they are. They are really awesome. I love Heilung. I love Wardruna. I love oh goodness, what's the name? Mirkur. I could just be mispronouncing it. Could be a pronunciation thing. Hey Zach Muntz, what's up? Hail and welcome to the live stream. Odin is the only god worth worshiping. Promised to wipe out the frost giants. Do you see any frost giants around? Yeah, that's a funny thing. Worship. veneration of the gods, that sort of thing. We're getting into some pretty high level heathenry sort of thing. I know what you're referring to. Totally not Mr. Beast, because it's a popular meme. You know, Jesus said he'd kill all the sinners, wipe out all the sinners. Odin said he'd wipe out all the frost giants. You see all the frost. We don't see the frost giants. It's a thing. I get it. But I think the video that I'm going to be putting out tonight or later on today, depending on where you are in the world, like Maria, who's in New Zealand, is going to touch a little bit on that sort of thing. Because it has to do with, you know, I just came back from New York, and my family and the way I was raised was within, you know, Christian values, Christian worldviews. So that whole thing was, you know, pushing religious views on folks, or saying like, well, this is the only one that you should be worshiping. This is the only one that you should be venerating. That's not heathen, man. That's not the way that I see heathenry developing in the modern time. We're not out here, at least I'm not out here trying to say like, you know what, if you're not hailing Odin, and if you're not hailing Thor, and if you're not hailing the old Germanic gods, and you know, you're nothing, blah blah blah. That's not what I'm here for. So I hope that the video that comes out later on this channel will help shed a little bit more light on that subject. So yeah, delve deep and you want to learn. Well, stick around, man. Like, subscribe to the channel, because the stuff that I put out tries to at least tender towards a newbie approach to heathenry, but I also get into some pretty like advanced stuff, especially with some of my collaboration things, because I've been a heathen now for, you know, going on 5 years, which is minimal compared to some of the other folks who I know. So the deep delving, the deep diving type stuff, the more advanced type stuff, that's where I get into more of the scheduled streams or some of the other videos. So stick around, subscribe. You'll see some stuff that I hope will help you focus on like the morals of things, the actual like worldview of things that as you get into heathenry, Germanic heathenry specifically, that you will develop your own view of things, right? I'm not an end-all be-all, okay? Let me just say that right now. I've said it in a lot of my videos. I'm not an end-all be-all ultimate authority on anything. So please don't, you know, all your support is appreciated. Your comments, your shares, your subscriptions, your super chat donations, whatever, all of that is appreciated. Love it. Thank you so much. But please just understand that I'm not the end-all be-all for heathenry. Far from it, if anything. Rambling Rattlesnakes wishes that there were more sources on Anglo-Saxon heathenry and their gods like Saxon. So Rambling Rattlesnake, let me if you're still watching, let me post something down here. Yeah. Let me post something down in the live chat for you, a link for something that is going to probably help you in the Anglo-Saxon stuff, because this site right here is gonna point you in the right direction. Germanic heathenry. I just posted it, aldsidu.com. If that is your persuasion, if that's what you're looking to, it says my connection is unstable. Are we still here? Are you there? Wait for that notification to go away. Okay. So anyway, I just posted down in the live chat the aldsidu.com, focusing specifically on Anglo-Saxon heathenry, the gods, the whole like reconstructionist heathenry, that sort of thing. So if that's your focus, if that's where you want to go, please check out that site. I recommend it. Let's see here. Gregory Allison. Are the glaciers and ice caps frost Jotuns? No, I think they're glaciers and ice caps, personally. Totally not. Mr. B says, subscribe to notifications. You got me attention. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your support, your subscriptions, your, enabling the bell notifications. So thank you. Really appreciate that. Looking forward for you to, learn new things. I mean, again, I'm a student. I'm always going to be a student. Let me just say this. Again, I mentioned it before. I am by no means the end all be all to heathenry. I don't claim to be an educator of like, take what I'm saying and run with it. Take what I'm saying, maybe apply it if it fits. But this is I'm learning, so I'm sharing as what I'm learning as a student and sharing it with everybody, right? So thank you for your support in the form of the subscription. Jeff Levere says the Prozetta, which again, the Prozetta, for those that may not know, is Snorri Sturluson's collective stories of the Poetic Edda, which is deemed as a primary source. Snorri Sturluson's Prose Edda is a secondary source because of some of the obvious Christian influences that come through in his, translations or whatever. It's a secondary source. The Prose Edda is a secondary source for Norse Germanic heathenry specifically. Matt Petrie is born and raised. Happy to answer any questions. Please be sure, if you want to see some really awesome God poles, pocket altars, things that Matthew Petrie at Odin's Beard Woodworking, he's down here in the live chat. You guys, please connect with Matthew Petrie. He's on Facebook, odinsbeardwoodworking.com. Matt, feel free to share your links down in the live stream for anybody that's interested. Thank you, Janelle. Love watching your content. Also watch Freya's channel. She talks about herbs and seder stuff. Are you talking about the I think I know who you're talking about. She's Norwegian. Freya's channel. I forget what the name of the channel is, but I think I know who you're talking about. She's phenomenal. Really great channel. Love her stuff too. Maria Fury is also an Anglo-Saxon heathen. So there you go. So for those folks, and what the interesting thing is that like Maria Fury here in the chat, she is an Anglo-Saxon heathen in the southern hemisphere. Really interesting dynamic there, right? Totally different part of the world, moon cycles, everything, totally different place of Midgard. And yet she is leans more towards the Anglo-Saxon heathen approach. So really cool to know that. Really interesting. Love it. Are the 9 realms different planets or planes of existence? Rambling Rattlesnake. Great question. And that is something that I have thought about a lot, right? The 9 planets of the solar system, 9 realms, the Norse view of cosmology, right? How Yggdrasil connects to the various 9 realms, right? So Yggdrasil is the cosmic tree, and you've got the 9 realms. You've got Midgard, Niflheim, Muspelheim, Vanheim, Asgard, Helheim, all these different realms that connect in cosmology. Are they different planets? I don't particularly view them as such, as different planets. I think it's more metaphysical, but everybody else may think of it as something different. So, your views, your opinions, your insight can help spark that conversation. So feel free to share on that. Jeff Leverve, I recommend the Poetic Edda. Yeah, so the Poetic Edda is considered a primary source, and there's parts of the Poetic Edda, the Codex Regius, which is parts of that, because the Poetic Edda is a collective, right? It's like a lot of various skaldic poems and things from medieval Scandinavia and before that were compiled together, and then Snorri Sturluson took all those things and then formed the Prose Edda. So from the Poetic Edda, you got the Codex Regius, that is between. It's all like those poems. Like, you see, Grimmismal, Voluspa, the Hovamol, um, Lokasena, various poems that compile or that make up the Poetic Edda as a primary source. A lot of the other things that Snorri Sturluson added and combined from the Poetic Edda to make his prose Edda, yes, the Poetic Edda I would recommend as a primary source, but I would not discount or take away from the value that exists from the prose Edda. It just kind of prose, you got to think about it like prose Edda, Poetic Edda. Prose Edda kind of just puts everything into a more chronological series of events, So you got your creation story, you got various things that fit more in a continuous fashion, along with some other things that got added by Snorri Sturluson. But the Poetic Edda is largely deemed by most as a primary source. So I definitely do recommend it. Thank you, Ricky Carols, who says, just read through the live chat. So Ricky, welcome to the live stream. Says, good work with the channel, great information. Top 4 channels are me, Freya Norling. There we go. Yes, Freya Norling. That's the one that Janelle was talking about. Dr. Jackson Crawford, Arith Herger. I love Arith Herger's channel. I like the fact that Arith Herger is a historian, an archaeologist, and also a heathen. Dr. Jackson Crawford, I appreciate from an academic concept for linguistics and things, even though he is not heathen or pagan at all. He has, from an academic standpoint, very valuable. Arith Herger takes it to another level with his, academic approach from a heathen perspective. So I love both of their channels collectively. And yes, Freya Norling, really love her stuff too. So great call outs, Ricky. Let's see. Maria Fury says, planes of existence in your view. Planes of existence from like the 9 realms. Kind of with you on that. BK says, have you read much on Ossetru? So Ossetru is a term that is quite often generalized nowadays. It's a modern term, right? It's a modern term. Ossa meaning the gods, true meaning, faith in the old gods, so that it's a compound sort of word. Have I read much up on it? Has anybody read much up on it? Like, Ossetru is a very modern term, right? And I think that a lot of folks get, I don't want to say mixed up, but they think that they can take just like neo-pagan sort of Wicca type ideas of just a neo-pagan approach and add a Norse aesthetic. And that to me is what Ossetru is. Because a lot of what I've seen, a lot of what I've read and observed within Ossetru, right, is Wicca with a Norse aesthetic. They don't observe the historical lunar calendar. They look at more of a Wiccan wheel of the year. So there's that. There's like a very modern approach with a Norse Germanic aesthetic. So that's my whole thing. Arith Herger does get people stirred up, but I like that. I like inspiring people, and I like the content creators, like the people out here on this platform that inspire and stir people up to get to thinking and get to looking outside of their comfortable box that they get stuck into for so long. Rip both your socks in half and you're very cold. Well, get some new socks. I don't know. Put some slippers on. Light a fire. I'm not sure where you are. I can't remember if you're up north, but here in Tennessee, it's like 87 degrees at night. Um, yeah, 87 degrees at 9 o'clock at night. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to keep the live stream going. Give me like 1 minute. I'm going to just break out a frame. Need to get up, drain the vein, as it were. This is a family-friendly channel. Got to relieve myself real quick. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. And we'll continue talking. My video is almost done rendering on my machine, and then we'll continue this conversation. So keep talking amongst yourselves. Thank you for your support. I will be right back shortly. All right, here I am. Welcome back. Lost a few viewers. That's understandable. Still streaming live and in color, Technicolor. All the old schoolers out there. So thank you everyone for sticking with me for like the last, what has it been? Whew, I don't know, hour or so, give or take. So the good thing about it is that my video is ready to go up on YouTube, which means when the next 5 or 10 minutes, we're going to end the live stream. 62 in Vermont, Matt. That sounds delicious. I don't know why cold sounds delicious, but it sounds comfortable. So the video that I've got ready to go up on YouTube should take, I don't know, maybe 30, within the next hour or so. When we end this live stream, the new video should be up. Greg Allison says, in terms of animism, what kind of spirit would a sheet of ice or glacier have? Just food for thought. I don't know. I kind of think Jotun, but not like I can prove it. Animism. Yeah, that's right, Maria. You're in New Zealand, so it's winter there. It's summer here in the States. So you're on the opposite end of the spectrum, of the weather spectrum. It's a great question, Greg. In terms of animism, what kind of spirit would a sheet of ice or glacier have? You know, we're talking about animism, and I feel like there's some sort of personality that's tied to the animism aspect. So when we're talking about elements, you know, ice, glaciers, things of that nature, right? Yes, we do have some historical sources that reflect a cold, harsh climate, like you got Skadi, you know, some of the Jotun that favored the more harsher, colder, brutal climates. And I wonder if that is because of the, you know, northern regional influences from the native people, right? That looked at certain things and said, well, because where we are, this is, you know, kind of the nature of things. So I don't think that there's a right or wrong answer to what you're saying. I can definitely see where your inclination is going to lean more towards the Jotnar when it comes to ice and cold and things of that nature. because it's harsh, right? But we see that in the runes. We see that nature in the runes. We see Isa, right, which is ice, the stillness, the stagnation, the pause, um, things that need to be considered and stopped at that point. Um, and we see those necessary storms. We see that in Hagalas. We see that chaotic, the hailstone. Um, for anyone that's watching that's new, I know Maria Fury, who's a Patreon supporter, gets these monthly rune draws. If you're not already a Patreon supporter and you want to be, any of my videos in my link tree, you can find my Patreon link, and you get a monthly rune draw at a certain tier level of support. So if you want to get a rune draw from me, I work with the runes daily. I study the runes daily. They are part of my spiritual practices. I'm a Vitki. I'm a rune student. I don't want to say rune master because I don't. That name hasn't been given to me. But I study the runes. I work with the runes. I've given my life and my blood to the runes multiple times, so they are part of me. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to get a monthly rune draw from me, definitely consider becoming a Patreon supporter. It's a minimal monthly subscription service. I think, at least, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I hope at least that the people who do subscribe to that service get some benefit from it. So you can definitely consider that. Book recommendations, Shoemaker. I always recommend 100% any Germanic heathen that is anybody who's interested in Germanic heathenry. I always recommend "We Are Our Deeds" by Eric Wodening. Okay, and that is going to be talked about in an upcoming video, which I'm about to publish as soon as we end this live stream. We are our deeds, because it focuses on the morals and things from Germanic peoples in arch heathen times that predate the Christian influences of Scandinavia. So I recommend that. Of course, the poetic prosetas, any of the 700 and some odd sagas, the Icelandic sagas. Read as much as you can, and develop your own form of heathenry. Develop your own path. Figure out what it is you want to follow, whether it's Norse, Germanic heathenry, whether it's an Icelandic model, whether it's an Anglo-Saxon model, whatever it is, you're going to find it. You're going to feel drawn to a certain thing, and that's probably going to be due to your ancestral ties. It's going to be due to whatever. But wherever you find that pull, that gravity pull going towards, follow it. Don't fight it. Hail Skadi and Ulr and winter. I love winter too. I'm from the north. I'm from my part of the world in Midgard, the north. I'm from New York, which is in close to the. It's a northern state. It's a northern region. I love the cold. I love the north. So thank you, Maria. Says, love the rune draw, is very helpful and great to learn from. Appreciate that. Glad that you commented. So thank you. Just started studying them, says Jeff. And Rambling Rattlesnakes is my mother's side of the family is English and German and Italian. And on your father's side, it makes me wonder which branch of heathenry I should follow and which branch would I recommend to follow. So interestingly enough, let me just give you a little bit of background before we end this live stream about myself. I myself am English, Irish, German, Dutch, Italian, Native American Indian. I'm a mutt. There's a whole bunch of things. However, due to the stronger, I think, ancestral ties that I have to Northern Europe, so the Dutch, the Germanic countries, that sort of thing, Scandinavia, that's where my ancestral interest pulls. And I personally follow a Icelandic model of heathenry. I don't lean towards the Anglo-Saxon gods. I lean more towards the Icelandic gods. So it's, Odin, not Wotan. It's, Thor, not Dunar. That sort of thing. Similar names to the same figures, or that were observed, and just name different things based off of regional dialects, I guess. But you know, so I, like, for instance, I've got Italian, I got Mediterranean ancestry. I did not feel a pull towards the Roman pantheon or the Mediterranean side of paganism. It's a bit less for me. I don't have that much of it within my blood. I have more of the English and Germanic side of things pulling towards me. So for me, and for that reason, that's what I feel a pull towards. You know, so whatever your interest is, whatever your whatever, like, again, it's a gravity pull. You're going to feel drawn towards certain things, and I think you should cultivate. Me personally, I think you should cultivate those interests and those desires to nurture that natural gravitational pull towards those things. Learn as much as you can. Don't fear education, right? Because even Odin wanders and wants to learn, and knowledge is a thing. The constant seeking of knowledge is a thing. So don't hesitate to learn, but don't quench the natural settlement of a certain, you know, traditional regional observance of this path. That would be what I would say. Yeah, like BK, you don't have to follow a specific branch. Try to learn as much as you can. Again, it's learn as much as you can. You will find a certain fit. Again, I am a different pagan now than I was 5 years ago when I started. And I think most of the people that are watching this could probably say the same thing. We are not the same as we were, but that is logos, right? That is the natural flow. That is the constant flow. That is the way the waters guide us. So anyway, that's my thing, everybody. So it's been a wonderful hour-long live stream, totally unexpected, totally not planned. But for all the live viewers who have been commenting tonight from all over the world, from New Zealand to Michigan to Ohio to Illinois to Vermont, Tennessee, wherever you are, it's been a wonderful experience, and I love having these conversations, and I hope to do more of them, and maybe have a planned schedule, because this is awesome. Especially thankful to all of the super chat donations that came through. If you're inclined and you want to do so within the next like 5 or 6 minutes before we end this live stream, please feel free to do so. No pressure, not asking for it, but it is there if you are so inclined. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Who is it? I think it was Nuke that did one. Let me just, I like to, give, so Nuke and Maria, Kristen, all the super chat donations that came through, super appreciated. Really, love the support. Hope that you stick around. Hope that you are enjoying these videos. Share them around for sure. Exactly like Maria says, when the time is right, you'll know which direction to go. You're going to learn. You're going to find your way. You're going to feel a certain thing. You're going to find a certain thing that speaks to you. You perhaps may have the ability to read omens, read the signs. Those things will appear to you. Anybody else, a bird could be a bird, a breeze could be a breeze at any other point in time. But for you at that particular moment, for that particular thing that you're doing, could speak volumes, and they could do certain things to, drive you in the direction that you're going. Nuke AOW, man, you didn't have to do that, but thank you again for that very generous and kind donation. So thank you so much for that, and appreciate you watching the live stream. So it's tremendous, guys. The support that this channel has gotten, I love it. I love being able to talk to people and learn things, because again, I am a student. I will always be a student. I'm not out here to try and persuade anybody to be a certain thing or do a certain thing. And I hope this video that I'm about to publish here within the hour is going to help solidify where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to do. So thank you, Nuke AOW, for your kind, generous support through the live chat. Thank you, Maria. I'm glad that you could catch this live stream too. Again, from all the way from New Zealand. I'm sorry if I'm like geeking out about it, but I'm not sorry because that is tremendous. Like it's worldwide, you know, like really awesome. Um, True to the gods, like BK says. Um, it's okay, Nuke. You know, all the love, man, all the love, all the appreciation, and all the support. So thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream right now. For anyone who's still watching that hasn't subscribed, please do so because there's going to be a new video coming out within the hour, hopefully, depending on how this video renders. But hopefully within the hour, you're going to have a new video about my trip to New York. So it's been an awesome live stream for the last hour. I really appreciate everyone's support and look forward to talking with you all in the next live stream. So thank you, BK. Thank you, Nuke. Thank you, Maria. Rambling Rattlesnake, Jeff. You know, Matt Petrie, Shoemaker, Totally Not Mr. Beast, everyone. Thank you all so much for your support here tonight. It's been tremendous, and I love you all for it. So stay safe out there. Hail, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.